It's the first day of Comic-Con. The band's going to be on soon, but before they come on, we have the comedic stylings of Craig Gass.
Well, fuck, intros don't get any better than that. Are you guys ready? Are you excited? Do you feel it? Tonight is just a night of fun. We're going to play some music. I'm not going to play. These guys are going to play some music. They're going to play some covers. Are you guys okay with covers?
Yeah!
Are you okay with singing along?
Yeah!
Yes? Well, it's a big night. The guy who asked me to do this is a guy named John Dolmayan. That's right.
Motley Crue!
Dolmayan, by the way, is Lebanese for Dolomite. He was a pimp in Lebanon. And he asked me to come out and just tell you some jokes for a few minutes and then bring on the band. Are you guys okay with that? All right. I want to thank Radio Shack for providing the sound equipment. I have what I think is the coolest job in the world. And I think if you're a comic book fan or a cartoon fan, anime, I think you'll get a kick out of this. For the last few years, I've been doing celebrity voices on Family Guy and American Dad. And thank you. You guys speak English? You're all fucking staring at me. Like, it doesn't even feel like I'm trying to be funny, but it doesn't feel like a comedy audience. It feels like we're all stuck on the fucking subway together. You're all just staring at me like... I feel like I'm the guy who just got on your train to try to sell you some chocolates for my high school basketball team. You're like, oh shit, don't look at me. That's a New York... Are you guys from New York? Okay. For those of you who are not from New York, believe it or not, every 5th or 6th stop on the subway, some guy will jump on your car and go, "Excuse me, excuse me. I'm trying to raise some money for my high school basketball team. I'm selling M&Ms for $1. I got M&Ms for peanuts for $1." Nobody ever told this guy, like, dude, your sales pitch is aggressive. Like, fucking, you got $1 you want? Well, you got some M&Ms? I'll show you when you show me the $1. Like, fucking, there's no reason for guns to be involved. I'm gonna buy some M&Ms off of you. And I love that when they do that, they always say, now help me out now. This is for my high school basketball team now. There's always one guy on the train who's on to him. Hey man, you 35 years old. Shut up, fuck you, fuck you. Comedians have the best stories. I was doing a show years ago, opening for Dave Chappelle, when an agent walked up to me, really nervous, and he said, "Did you hear about that party last weekend?" I said, "Did you hear about what?" He goes, "You heard about the fucking party last weekend?" I go, "No, what party?" He goes, "Tracy Morgan had a party that turned into a fucking orgy." What? Turned into a fucking orgy. We're standing around with our suits on, and there's naked people. Fucking. And I looked at him and went, "Fucking like that." Touch me, dick. And then Tracy Morgan comes around the corner, takes off all his clothes, starts fucking everybody. And I was like, "What? When was this?" And he said, "Last Saturday night." Right at that moment, Tracy Morgan walks around the corner. I haven't seen Tracy in probably a year. And I went, "Tracy! I heard your party was fucked up, man." Tracy rolled over and just started eyeballing me. Before he finally said, "It was crazy." "It was crazy, Craig. You know what's crazy about it? When you get off on my floor, you don't even hear nothing. You don't hear nothing at all. Then you start walking towards my apartment, but you still don't hear nothing. Then you knock on my door, but you still don't hear nothing, right? And when I open the door, there's buttholes and toes everywhere." And I went... And just to clarify, because I've never heard the phrase before, I said, "Did you just say buttholes and toes?" And he said, "Yeah." Before he added, "Some of them toes were in the buttholes." And he walked out of the room. It's the most magical story I've ever heard in my life. But it doesn't even compare to musicians. Musicians have the best fucking stories I've ever heard in my life. I used to work with a guy named Dee Snider from Twisted Sister.
Oh yeah!
And Dee Snider told me a story once that blew my mind, and I said, I can't even believe that's real. And he said, I swear to God, that's my guitar player right there. Tell him, is that true? And he said, yes, it's true. And Dee did say to me, Craig, please, don't ever tell anybody the story. But I don't know if this crowd counts, so I'm going to tell you the story, okay? So, apparently, Twisted Sister still does big business in Europe and South America. They're doing a festival tour a few years ago across Europe. The headliner, AC/DC. You might hear some AC/DC tonight. The singer of AC/DC, don't spoil it. The singer of AC/DC, Brian Johnson, walks into Twisted Sister's dressing room to say hello. The band, naked. They're getting ready to go on stage. They're going to put on their stage clothes. Brian Johnson is holding court in the entrance to the dressing room, and he's shooting the shit with everybody, and he's looking around the room, smiling at everybody, and he notices the drummer of Twisted Sister and starts staring at the drummer before he walks over and goes, hey man, did you know you've got a giant dick on your fucking back, man? The drummer looks at him and goes, what are you talking about? He goes, your fucking tattoo is a big dick. And the drummer explains, it's a dragon. It's an angry dragon. I know it's a fucking dragon, but look, it looks like a big shaft with two balls on the bottom, and it looks like a big dick head on top. Now the whole band is looking at him going, holy shit, AJ, turn around. No, just turn around. Look, see on the bottom? See how it looks like two balls on the bottom? Now he's really looking at the tattoo for the first time going, what the fuck? When Dee Snider looks over and says, AJ, I'm not trying to be an asshole, I'm really looking at your tattoo for the first time, and I gotta be honest. It does not look like your dragon is breathing fire. It's shooting a big load all over your back. He thinks they're fucking with him. He goes, shut up, fuck you, come on, it's time to go on stage, let's rock. I'm gonna put my shirt on, come on, let's go. But he knows what he saw. And he's on stage in front of 60,000 people going. The next day, he calls the tattoo shop, which is here in the United States, appropriately in Staten Island. He calls the tattoo shop and goes, hey, you think it's funny? You putting a big dick on me? Is that funny to you? And this is what he hears from the tattoo shop. Yeah, we had a lot of problems with that guy. We got a lot of complaints. He was putting dicks on everybody. We sat him down. We said, hey, be honest. No, be honest. You putting dicks on people? What are you doing? And he said, can I make a phone call? And we said, go ahead. And he fled. And this is my favorite line of the story. Fucking guy left a trail of dicks everywhere. But listen, next time you come back in, we'll cover it up, no charge. I mean, that's a big dick you got. But we'll cover it up, no charge, next time you come back in. The next day, he has to face his band again. He hasn't seen them in 48 hours. It's another festival show. He walks in the dressing room, he feels everybody's eyes on him when he goes, I got a big dick on me, okay? And everyone goes, AJ, I thought you were friends with that guy. He goes, I fucking love that guy. I mean, he was my boy. I mean, he did a couple of my tattoos, but we used to party together. I don't get it. And someone who was paying attention said, a couple of your tattoos? Yeah!
Let's look at it.
I thought he just did the dragon. No, he did the dragon. Well, but then he did my Jesus on my leg. He did the... 80s pants. They're all looking at the tattoo. AJ, the first one to notice. walking around for years with a tattoo of Jesus with a boner. Who does that? The moral of the story is this. Musician stories, top comedian stories every time. So I've been doing celebrity voices on Family Guy and American Dad. That one clap was sad. Please don't do that. I don't ever want to hear that again. Actually, you know what? Here's a legit question. And I'm not saying this to be offensive. I'm asking this as a legit question. Don't take offense to this, okay? I just feel like we all must be thinking this, and I'm going to say the question that needs to be asked. And that question, obviously, is, do I really need a fucking microphone for this? There's 20 people in this room. Isn't this as effective as this? I could lean in and teabag a third of the audience right now if I wanted to. This feels like a decent-sized AA meeting. So for the last few years, I've been doing celebrity voices on Family Guy and American Dad. Thank you. Oh, man. Thank you. And I've always been able to do any voice that I hear because of how I grew up. And this is not a joke. This is a true story. Everyone in my family is deaf. My mom, my dad, and my sister are all completely deaf.
Thank God, they don't have to do this.
Thank you. John writes all my jokes for me, everybody. And by the way, it's okay to laugh, because believe me, I always find that people get sensitive, except for John. John's completely insensitive. But people get sensitive when I tell them my family's deaf. Meanwhile, and this is the truth, the most insensitive and most fucked up deaf jokes I have ever heard in my life were from my own deaf family. Like, last year, I threw a surprise birthday party for my sister. And you could argue, everything to deaf people is a surprise. But I threw a surprise birthday party for my sister. At dinner, my sister is sitting across the table from me. She's signing to me in sign language. And she goes, "Do you want to hear a good joke?" And I said, "Sure." And then she said, "Me too." But growing up in a deaf family, I couldn't learn how to talk from my family. I learned how to talk by copying all the voices I heard on TV. And I never got an accent from the Bronx, which is where I'm from.
Yeah.
That's right. And everybody in the Bronx sounds like Tracy Morgan. Like literally every single person. Everybody in the Bronx talk like this. Whether you black or white. Male or female, that's crazy. Hey! This is the voice of your next door neighbor, and I'm a Vietnamese girl. That's crazy. Hey, this is the voice of your neighbor downstairs, and I'm 4 years old, motherfucker. Oh, shit, what's wrong with that kid? So the weirder the voice, the easier it is for me to do it. Like Christopher Walken has a real stop and go kind of voice. Where he'll talk every once in a while. He'll stop. And then he'll keep going. Or Adam Sandler, who's really silly, and he's been doing movies for over 30 years, but he still talks like this, shibby-doo-hee-hoo. I wish I had a cool voice, but I feel like it'd be a curse. I know it's one that pays well. Like Morgan Freeman just got $4 million for having a cool voice. The city of Vancouver, British Columbia, paid Morgan Freeman $4 million to record all their train and bus stop announcements. Isn't that crazy? I can't picture that because aren't those announcements supposed to be brief? Can you picture Morgan Freeman being brief? Good evening. You are on a 7 train. The next stop is downtown. I remember being in downtown. I think about it all the time. Motherfucker, get to the point. And now Morgan Freeman is being accused of being a pervert. Last year he got hit with sexual harassment charges. That's the announcements I want to hear. Put horny Morgan Freeman on a microphone. Good evening. You're on the train to Titty Town. We'll be making some local stops at your butthole. Oh shit, the train's out of control. John is a friend that I will run material by, which is funny because he's very honest and I'm very insecure. Like if Family Guy or Disney wants me to do a voice, I'll call a friend like John and go, hey, can you tell me how this sounds? And then they'll be critical and then I'll get super defensive. I'll have friends that will tell me right to my face, that doesn't sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I'll go, dude, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger after a bad car accident. That way I can get away with, It's Arnold Schwarzenegger after a bad car accident. See, I can't do a Mark Wahlberg impression, but what I can do is something I call out of breath Mark Wahlberg. Your expectations have already lowered. Out of breath Mark Wahlberg is simply and every once in a while, just throw in a couple words. Are you serious? Guys, there's a big car accident out front. You gotta help me out. Arnold Schwarzenegger just gonna go. Help me lift up Arnold Schwarzenegger. Come on, feel it, feel the vibration. One quick Gene Simmons story, and I'm going to introduce the band. I did an impression of Gene Simmons from Kiss that bothered him so much that he got on a plane and flew to New York specifically to confront me live on the Howard Stern show. I used to work for Howard Stern, and I would chime in as different celebrities saying awful shit. For example, if we had a celebrity on the show who claimed to be sober, but I had just done cocaine with them the weekend before, I would chime in as Sam Kinison and go, hey guys, I just want to check in and tell you that I'm very inspired by your story. Even more inspiring is the coke I did with you last Saturday night! Or, if there's an argument in the studio, I would chime in as Christopher Walken and say the dumbest joke I could think of. Guys, stop fighting. It's Christopher Walken. This fight reminds me of a great joke. What route do crazy people take in the forest? The psychopath. Pow! That's a great joke. And people would write letters, handwritten letters to the Howard Stern show going, man, Christopher Walken's stupid. I don't like it. Well, you should tell him, sir. I agree with you. So I did this impression of Gene Simmons. It led to the craziest shit show on the air when Gene Simmons confronted me live on the air. But then I found out something that was very critical, and that is that Paul Stanley, and this is a quote, loves when anyone makes fun of Gene Simmons. So Paul Stanley continues to invite me to perform with Kiss just to annoy Gene Simmons. And I performed at an event called the Kiss Cruise, where now I've pissed off the Kiss Army because of a joke. This girl who was like the cruise director said, "Oh my God, you're the comedian. You're the guy that does the Family Guy and King of Queens. Hey, do you want to do a funny announcement on the ship tomorrow morning?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck yes." "Is everyone going to hear it?" And she goes, "Oh, it gets piped into every cabin." The next morning, 3,000 Kiss fans from around the world at sea woke up to this announcement. Bing, bong. "Hey everybody, this is Paul Stanley. And this is Gene Simmons from Kiss. And we have a very important announcement. Do not panic. We have a very important announcement about the Kiss cruise. It seems that the Kiss cruise has just hit an iceberg." Now, keep in mind, when I say we've hit an iceberg, we're in the middle of the fucking Bahamas. There's no reason for you as an intelligent person to go, "This ship's going down." We're in the Bahamas. But do not panic, because Kiss is going to take care of everybody. We actually have 3 packages to get you off the ship. First, we have the platinum package. It's $5,000, where we put you in a life raft and you have your own private photo taken with Kiss. Then we have the diamond package. Isn't that right, Paul?
That's right, the diamond package.
For $10,000, where we throw you in the ocean with Tommy and Eric, and then Kiss floats by in a raft and we do a private acoustic show in the ocean. Everything I said was stupid. But apparently 2 or 3 of the passengers on the ship actually ran to the employees and said, "Is Kiss really going to charge us to get off the boat?" They really thought that we had hit an iceberg. This energy we're feeling right now, this is what we want. We're just going to have fun. We're going to play songs that we all know. And we're just going to have a blast. Are you ready for that? All right. I'm ready. One more time with Sam Kinison. I think you guys are ready to rock. I think the time has come. I don't want to hear any more material. I just want to hear some rock and roll. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the fucking press. 9.2 or 9.7. You fucking jerks. Enjoy, guys. Check. Check, 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 check.